So today we will focus on the lower body, and it's going to be a gentle yoga. So nothing strenuous. Second, I need to get this off the Wi-Fi. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so focusing on the lower body, the lower back, the pelvis, the legs, but of course we cannot ignore the upper body completely, so that will be there will be some of that too. And before we start, I wanted to it's going to be like a very short story. I wanted to share my personal experience. As you know, I'm in my next step yoga training right now. So yesterday, during our asana class, um, it was a very like slow-paced class, very slow-paced class. There's a reason for that, and but I came to class somehow with a low-level anxiety, and also just general. I felt unsettled. There was something, ungrounded, unsettled. So I was really annoyed by the slow pace of the class, and I was this close to leaving. It was infuriating or something like that, but I stuck with it. And then during the Shavasana, when we lay down, to rest, and that progressive relaxation part, I felt it was very noticeable. I felt the shift in my mind and in my body. It just like that, I felt amazing and ready to take on the rest of the day. And I guess what I'm trying to say is how important that period of final relaxation is in our yoga practice, because that's most of the time, that's when the magic happens. And I'm not trying to convince you guys, because I know that you know the importance of that. I just wanted to tell you that story. It was actually quite magical yesterday, what happened. I'm still under the impression of that. Okay, so enough chatting. So grab your blanket, please, and roll it up into a bolster like that. And that will go along your spine. So you will lie down on or if you want to use any other kind of bolster, if you have like a regular bolster, large one, you can try that too. For some people it works, but for some it's a little bit too big. So yours, don't sit on your bolster, just sit next to it and then lie down. And if you have enough length of the blanket, you can tuck the top end a little bit so your head is slightly elevated if needed. Just do what works for you. Okay? So, as we know, the purpose of this is we're going to start relaxing and enjoying ourselves. But also this gives an opportunity for a passive, very gentle and passive chest stretch. Make yourself comfortable. Maybe close your eyes. If you have an eye pillow, you could use your eye pillow. You can also place your arm across your eyes. Or maybe even a shirt or something like that, just to block out the light so the eyes can relax. And then on your exhalation, see if you can let go of whatever you want to let go of. Um, maybe you're a little bit tired, so let your body rest. Maybe you have something on your mind that's your thoughts are churning around. So see if you can let go of all of that. And if not, that's perfectly alright too. Just allow yourself to rest and relax. And now I'm gonna be silent for a few moments so you can really focus on yourself, on your breath, on your relaxation, on your resting. And do use your breath to relax. Generally, in the beginning of the practice, we want to even out the breaths so that the inhalation and the exhalation are the same length. But also, you can always use your breath if you are, again, if you are tired physically or mentally, you might wanna extend your exhalation, so making your exhalation a little bit longer than your inhalation. Relax, no effort to the breath, just let yourself breathe freely, easily, in your regular normal way. Good. And now bend your knees and feel free to take the bolster out. So you can lie down flat on your back, or if it feels good, just keep it and step your feet apart to the sides of the mat with the knees bent, and then very slowly lower your knees to one side on the exhalation, and then on the inhalation bring the knees back up to center, and on the exhalation gently lower the knees to the other side. So your windshield wiper knees slowly. And the next time your knees are down to one side, it doesn't matter which side, just leave them there. A very gentle spinal twist. Feel free to support your knees. Maybe you want to stick your blanket under the knees or between the knees. If your top knee is not easily laying on the bottom knee, you might want to place a blanket or a block or something else in between your knees so you can relax. We're just after a very gentle spinal twist, nice, gentle, enjoyable, without any struggling. And take a couple of deep breaths on one side. And your arms are just in any comfortable position. Relax. Breathe. And on your next inhalation, bring the knees up. If you have something, some support, take it with you. And then exhale, lower the knees to the other side. And relax and breathe freely. And on the inhalation, bring the knees up. You can get rid of the support if you used it. And hug your knees into the chest. So you're lying on the back, pull the knees into the chest. If you feel like rocking side to side, that's also okay. A little bit of a back massage. And now hold on to your right knee and extend your left leg onto the mat. Now bring your awareness to your lower back, so feel your lower back on the ground, and then lift your left leg. If you wish, you can keep it down. If you wish, you can lift the left leg, maybe lifting the torso. But if you don't feel like making this effort right now, that's perfectly fine to keep the back down. Good. And bring the back down, both knees into the chest. And then left knee into the chest, right leg extends onto the mat. And remember, you can always have some bend into that leg that's you're not holding on to if needed. And either staying right here or maybe choosing to lift that right leg. The lower back stays on the ground. Or maybe you choose to lift the upper body. Breathe. Okay, good. And bring the back down, both knees into the chest. And now let's place the feet on the ground. And for this next one, you might need to use the strap or something. Here, you can try this. This is what I'm heading. So this is kind of like a half happy baby. So if you can hold on to your left foot, your left knee is somewhere towards your left armpit, right? So your left hip is slightly open. And now straighten the left knee only to the degree that feels good to you. Don't strive here. And do it a couple of times slowly. So bending and straightening the knee. Don't lose your breath. Good. And then bend the knee. Let's just take maybe 1 or 2 breaths here. Remember, you can wrap the strap around the foot and hold it with your left hand if that foot seems too far away. Good. And release. Changing sides. So let's bring the right knee in and then either wrap the strap around your right foot or hold on to your right foot with your right hand. Let's keep the other knee bent. And then Just very gently and slowly bending and straightening the right knee a few times. Breathe. And then we're going to pause for a moment. 1, 2 breaths with the bent knee. Good. And then release and place that right foot down. Okay. Come up and prop yourself on the elbows, please. Okay. We're going to work our sacroiliac joint a little bit. Okay. Lift your left leg. Or any leg, actually. I'm doing the left one because it's closer to the camera so you guys can see. Actually, I'm gonna turn this way, like this. Okay, so both legs are extended. Try not to collapse in the back, so push the chest up, okay? All right, slightly lift the left leg and then push it out, elongate. Good, and now sway it up and down. Breathe. Keep that leg long. Good. And now we're going to open it out to the side, turning the foot out. And bring it back. Out, turning the foot out, and back. 3 more times. Keep that leg long. And breathe. Good. And lower. Okay. Check on your position. Make sure you're not collapsing in the upper body. Right? Chest up. Shoulders, squeeze the shoulder blades a little bit. And then lift the other leg. Elongate, push it out first. And then sway it up and down. Okay, and now we're going to turn it out to the side and back. Okay, good. And that's enough. 5, 6 times. Okay, and then you can sit up and shake off the legs a little bit. Let's actually windshield wiper the legs here. So prop yourself with your hands in the back. Take your feet wide and then slowly windshield wiper the knees side to side. Okay, that's good. And let's take a little bit of rest here. So lie back down, knees bent. And actually, let's place the hand, one hand on the belly and one hand on the heart. Close your eyes and take a few deep, slow breaths. Okay, and then roll over to one side and push yourself. Actually, nope, sorry. I wanna sneak in a little bit of the breath training. So let's lie back down, grab your weight, and place it over your belly button. And here you can choose to keep your knees bent, or if you wish, you can extend your legs. And let's take about 5, 6 slow, deep breaths. Remember, you are not using your muscles to lift the weight, just by the movement of the diaphragm. You can use the count for your breath. That helps to even it out, the inhalation and the exhalation, whatever count that works for you. And now finish this breath, and then take the weight off, and take a couple of relaxed breaths here, and notice how it feels to breathe after the weight is off. Okay. And now let's roll over to one side and come up to seated. And sit cross-legged, please. And feel free to sit on something if that's more comfortable for you, on your folded blanket, or maybe you have a meditation cushion or something like that. But you don't have to. If you're comfortable, like this on the ground, that's perfectly fine. So this is Sukhasana, our easy pose. All right, let's find a neutral spine here first. Try to be relaxed here. And actually, if you feel like you're fighting your body here, or if your knees are way up in the air, which is normal, a lot of people are like that, then you definitely need to sit on something. That will help to keep the spine straight. Okay. So find your neutral spine here. Breathe. And on your next exhalation, hinging at the hips, fold forward. Bring your hands in front of you, and then take a couple of steps forward with your hands, and then relax over the legs. Hang the head. Again, if that's too much stretch for your lower back, back off. Breathe. Now lift the head just slightly and walk your hands over to your left and release the upper body over the left knee, or as close as you can get, so you feel more stretch on your right side. Breathe. And then lift your head again and slowly walk the hand through the center over to the right, and the same thing on this side. So relax your upper body over the right knee, just as close as you can get. And breathe. And then lifting the head, walking the hands to center. And on the inhalation, come up. All right, let's do a gentle twist here. Simple, gentle twist. Inhaling, elongating the spine, reaching the crown of the head up. Engage your abdominals lightly. And then on the exhalation, twist to your left. One deep, slow breath here. Next inhalation, back to center. Relax the belly. And on the exhalation, engage the abdominals lightly and gentle twist to the right. Long spine. Make sure you're not leaning to the back or forward or wherever you might be leaning. Try to stay vertical in the center. And on the inhalation, back to center. All right, let's come to hands and knees now. Okay, find your tabletop. So watch the alignment of the wrists and the shoulders and the knees and the hips. And take your knees and feet to any comfortable distance apart. Engage your abs. Okay. Now keep the abdominals engaged. Now lift the pelvic floor lightly. So there's effort here, but not as much effort so it disrupts your deep and rhythmic breathing. Okay, inhale, lift the left leg behind you and flex the foot. Point the little toe down. That will help you keep the hips even over the floor. And make sure that you did not sag down to the floor. So lift the belly and the lower ribs off the mat. Okay, good. And now you can relax the foot and then exhale, round the back. Bring the knee to nose. Inhale, re-extend. 4 more times. Exhale. Inhale. And 3. And 2. And 1. Inhale, re-extend. And then lower the knee down. Next inhalation, right leg back. So let's just make sure that our hips are even over the floor. That's not necessarily the case when you start moving, but for now, that's what we want. So flex that foot hard. Point the little toe down. Lift the belly. Good. And now you can relax the foot and then start your movement. Exhale, knee to nose. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Re-extend on the inhale and then lower the knee down and shift your hips side to side. Okay, and now you have a choice. Either come up into downward facing dog or take your child's pose, bringing the buttocks to the heels. Okay, and then we're gonna, if you're in child's, you will come up to tabletop
and then come to standing. If you're in down dog, lift the head, bend the knees, and then walk your feet towards the hands, coming into the forward fold. And then on the inhalation, coming up, and stretch it out. And exhale, bring the arms down. Okay, let's just move around a little bit. Free movement. Try to move your whole body. Shoulders, arms, legs, hips. Okay. All right. Take your feet to some distance apart. Wider than the shoulders. Okay. Let's just shift the hips side to side. Soften the knees. Just a very gentle movement. Basically, the purpose of this being just finding our pelvis and space so we're aware, because this is where our energy is. This is where our strength comes from, to the legs, to the torso, to the arms. So this is our energetic container here. Okay, let's take our legs to warrior one position. Right foot forward, left foot back. Remember that your feet are not lined up. You are standing on two parallel lines, right? Okay, and this time we are not going to use the arms, so keep your hands on your sides, okay? Now, inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, straighten the knee. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, inhale, bend the knee. Lean the torso forward a little bit. Engage the lower abdominals and pull up the perineum floor. We're staying here, 3 breaths. Feel the strength of your legs. Good. And on the inhalation, press into the front foot and lift yourself up, straighten the knee, and step the feet together, shake off. And then the other side, left foot forward, right foot back, hands on the hips, and inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, come up. 2 more times. And then on the inhalation, bend that knee, lean forward so you elongate the lower back, engage the abdominals, lift the pelvic floor for support. Make sure you can breathe freely. If not, back off. Good. And then on the inhalation, come up, straighten the front knee, and take your back foot forward. Shake it off. And now you will be facing the long side of your mat. So take your feet apart for triangle. Okay. So we're starting with the feet parallel and then turning out the right foot. So now your right toes are facing the short side of the mat, and your left foot is either perpendicular to the right foot, or take your left toes a little bit more towards the right foot. Okay. Just whatever is more comfortable for your pelvis, because that is all about the pelvis, right? Okay. Right, hands on the hips.
Again, find your pelvis. And now I'm going to ask you to relax this area. Relax your belly, relax the pelvic floor. Okay, we're just going to do a little bit of an experiment here. Okay, hands on the hips. And then start sending your left hip back. Leaning over the right leg. And make sure you're not overextending the right knee. Maybe a micro bend to the right knee. And don't go down very low. No need for that here. So we want to keep both sides of the torso long. Good. And again, we're going to exclude the upper body here. Okay. So notice how it feels. Breathe. Good. And now bend that right knee, press that right foot into the mat, and from there push yourself up. Keep your feet and your legs just right where they are. Hands on the hips. Okay, now we're going to do it a little bit differently. Okay, now engage your lower abdominals and lift the perineum floor. Lightly. Don't strive. So you should be able to breathe freely. So keep that. And now slowly, from that place, take your triangle again. And see if you can notice the difference between when we did not engage this area and now. Can you feel how it supports everything? And again, if you don't, that's fine. Okay, let's come up and parallel the feet. And on the left side, we're going to start immediately with the engagement. Okay, so turn your left foot out, hands on the hips. So be aware of where your pelvis is in space. Now lift the pelvic floor, engage the lower abdominals, elongate the spine, and then send your right hip back, leaning over the left leg. No need to come down low. But do keep that engagement in the pelvic area. And breathe. How does that feel on this side? Good. And then to come out of the pose, bend that left knee, push into the left foot, come up, parallel the feet. And here, let's bring the feet a little bit closer, maybe shoulder distance apart or just a little bit wider. Release the arms down. And this is going to be a breath-aligned movement. So focus on that, please. On the inhalation, for the duration of the inhale, bring both arms up. And then exhale, let the left arm roll down, side bend to the left. And then on the inhalation, coming back up. And then leaning to the right for the duration of the exhalation. Repeat. One more time to each side. And then bring both arms down, Take your feet together to about hip distance apart. Let's take a pause here, just looking into into your inner world, your Tadasana mountain pose. Just let yourself experience whatever you're sensing, feeling in this moment. Good. Okay, excellent. Let's come down to the mat. Okay, lie down on your back, please. Knees bent, feet into the mat. Back flat on the ground. Arms relaxed. Close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, relax. Okay. And now roll over onto your belly, please, and take your crocodile position. And you might want to have your blanket next to you. Open up your blanket so it's folded just a little bit, maybe in 2 or in 4, and lie down on your belly, please, in your crocodile. If crocodile does not work for you, please lie down on the back. Stacking the forearms, and then bring your elbows in a little bit so there's a little bit of a back bend, and then so you can rest your forehead on your stacked arms and there's length in the back of the neck. And relax. Relax the shoulders. Now breathe deeply and slowly, and notice how your belly presses into the floor on the inhalation, if you're in crocodile. Okay. So now I'm gonna offer you half frog pose. I can see you guys, so I don't really know what you are doing. But before we go into half frog, if you're on your back, you can do it like this. Just opening the knee to the side like that. Or we're just flipping it over onto the belly. Like that, and then make a figure 4 with one of your legs, does not matter which one. And this is what the blanket is for, so you can rest the leg on something soft. Like this. Okay, let's come to the other side. So take your blanket to the other side, or I am gonna turn around. Same thing on the other side. And now take that leg back and come lie down on your left side. Let's see how. All right, yeah, I'll figure it out. So come lie down on your left side, all the way on your left side with your knees bent, and stack your arms in front of your face, like that, at the shoulder level. Okay? And then on your inhalation, take that right arm over the head like that. And then bring that right shoulder back. Ideally, it should be on the ground, but if not, that's okay. If it's hanging a little bit, just let it. Okay? All right. And now bend that, bend the elbow, the right elbow. Okay? And now inhale, straighten the right arm over the head so it's here, but on the floor. And then exhale, bend that elbow. Inhale, straighten the arm. Exhale, bend the elbow. This is a really, really good, repeat it a couple more times. This is a really good stretch for the front of the shoulder. Okay, good. And then just relax in your supine spinal twist. Just relax your right arm. Breathe here. Good. And now let's take it to the other side. So come onto your back first and then onto your right side with the knees bent and arms stacked. Left arm on top of the right in front of you. And then on the inhalation, bring that left arm over the head in this kind of like semicircle. And then bring it down on the floor behind you, or as close as you can get without struggling. Okay. And then bend that left elbow, and then inhale, straighten the left arm. Exhale, bend the elbow, and repeat a couple more times. Slowly. I don't know about you, but to me this feels excellent right now. Ah. And then relax for a moment. Breathe. Good. And come onto your back. Okay. Now, if you have a block nearby, feel free to place it underneath your lower back on the lowest height. Or you can stick your hands, palms down, underneath your sacrum. Okay? And then extend your legs up. Feel free to bend the knees as needed. Okay, let's flex and point the ankles. And then roll the ankles. A few times in each direction. And then just hang out a little bit here without moving your feet, without moving the legs. We'll just let that stale blood, so to speak, drain from the bottom of the feet, come back into circulation. Breathe. Breathe freely, deeply, but without straining. Okay, and now you want to take your hands out from underneath you if you did that, and take the block out. For that, you will need to bring the feet down and then get the block out. And then knees are bent. Let your knees open to the sides. Just one last hip stretch here. Feel free to stay right here, or you can reach for your ankles, for your feet, and use your elbows to maybe open the knees out a little bit more. Feet together, heels towards the groin. Good. And then release the legs. Bring the feet down. Take your feet to the sides of the mat. And again, we're going to do this very slow breath-aligned movement. And I'm inviting you to close your eyes here. But again, if you don't want to, you don't have to. Now take a deep, slow inhalation here. And then on the exhalation, slowly bring the knees to one side. Then on the inhalation, bring the knees back up. And on the exhalation, bring the knees to the other side. So continue like this and see if you can eliminate the pause in the movement. So this is a continuous movement indicating the continuous breathing. So your breath is your guide. Adjust the movement, not the breath, if needed. And in my experience, it takes a few repetitions before you can find that rhythm. But then it becomes, once you found that rhythm of the movement and the breath, it becomes like a moving meditation. Let's do it one more time to each side. And then bring your knees up. Bring the feet closer together to about hip distance apart, knees and hips about hip distance apart. And if there's anything else that you need right now, any kind of stretch or movement, please do so. So any kind of closing pose or movement of your choice. And then we'll take just a few minutes of relaxation. Okay. Start moving towards your stillness, please. Make yourself comfortable. Maybe you want a blanket to cover yourself. Maybe you want a support under your knees and your head and neck. Just remember, if you have support under your head and neck, that your neck still and chin stay neutral, so it does not push your chin down. Okay. And you can also have your knees bent if needed. Sometimes, the lower back can prevent us from extending the legs on the all the way. It's okay to have your knees bent if you wish, just so you can relax. We'll do very short relaxation, just again in the way of letting the body and the mind assimilate whatever we've done so far, and then we'll go on with the evening. So settle into your relaxation position. Do whatever adjustments you need to do to find a comfortable position for your arms, legs, head, shoulders. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose, and then slowly exhale through the mouth. Soften your whole body. Soften the face, the front of the body, the back of the body, and soften your breath. There is no effort to your breathing. Just let your breath flow freely and easily in your natural, spontaneous way. Now relax your forehead and your eyes and your eyebrows. Just all this area, the forehead, the eyes, the eyebrows. Relax the temples. And relax your shoulders and arms. The hands and the fingers. And relax your chest and your abdominals, the whole front. Relax the pelvis, the hips, the legs, the feet and the toes. And now relax your upper back, the middle back, the lower back, and the buttocks. Relax your whole body from the head to the toes and the fingers. And breathe. If it feels good, if you have time, and if you want to continue, please stay in your relaxation as long as you wish. If you are ready to come back to your active life, take a deeper breath. And when you're ready, roll over to one side with the knees bent. Just pausing momentarily on your side. And when you're ready, coming up to a comfortable seated position. If you are joining me in our closing here, please bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.